sign the form that's coming around, please. I just need 100% participation on this form, and we know that everybody's got it and we understand it. Well, good morning. First of all, good morning. Before I get into this thing, we've had a couple tough days. A week or two pretty tough days. The weather's been extremely hot. Dispatches have been terrible, right? We've had people on vacation and stuff like that, so it's been a pretty tough last couple of days. And we see it, you know, we see the stress levels going up with a lot of people. But hopefully they're going to get this sort under control. A lot of our late dispatches recently have been because of late freight coming into the station, okay? And there's nothing anybody can do about that. It's just an operations anyway that happens. But we're working tirelessly on trying to make sure that we keep up to speed with everything and keep enough people employed to keep doing what we do here. Josh and Chris are working on a recruiting drive right now. Okay, we are looking to recruit. I saw getting the word out from a couple of you yesterday. If you know anybody that's interested, looking at wanting to come in and do this, put them in touch with us, okay? Because we have positions coming available. And really from now, right through to the end of the year, we're going to slowly start ramping up recruiting, right? Particularly, obviously, October, but we're going to start even earlier this year, so we're going to ramp up that recruiting fast, okay? And lots of interesting stuff to talk about in meetings to come. Not today, we've got some other stuff I want to cover, but the AVP program, which for those of you that don't know what that means, it's the alternative vehicle program. That's what we're going to be able to start using people like Amazon Flex. Come and drive their own private cars, meet drivers out on the road, take 20, 30, 40 stops off you. Now they're going to deliver that out of their personal cars. Okay, and those drivers are going to get paid on a different scale. They'll get paid by the stop, not by hours worked or anything like that. So there's at least productivity from those people. Okay, but that's an interesting model that's going to develop here in the coming weeks. We in fact spoke with our first person yesterday that's going to be coming on board. We're going to try them out and see how it works. Okay, so that's some interesting stuff.
Mark, can we do that on our days off?
Yes, absolutely. But Chad, things are, as we start ramping up now towards peak, okay, for those of you that haven't been here during the peak, okay, peak time, Chad, in this business, right, when Thanksgiving for the next 5 weeks after that is kind of a 6-day work week for everybody in the company, right? So at that time of year, there's plenty of money to get made, but it's tiring. I would urge anybody, unless you really have to, not work a 7-day. Okay, get rest up, put your feet up, spend with family. But we'll talk about that coming up. Okay. Today's safety meeting, guys. I want to make sure you all got a copy of this. This is an addendum. Okay, addendum 11, which is part of my contract that I get from FedEx every year. Okay, that contract is a couple of 100 pages long. Okay, this addendum particularly relates to the safety and compliance objectives and intent of the company. It's titled Safe Operating Practices. What I've done, I went through these pages, took a couple out that were pertinent to all of you, and I made, you'll see the little black dots next to a lot of the stuff. Those are things I really need everybody to focus on, okay? Just a couple notes on there, but this is for you to take home. Keep in your trucks, but you have to look at this, okay? This is the kind of stuff we talk about that can get you suspended, okay? And there's nothing I can do about it. This is FedEx's rule. If this happens, they take your driving privilege away from you. So you can't come in that gate and drive a vehicle out of here, okay? You'll read, if you read through this thing, you know, it basically says that the contractor understands and agrees that its safety results and ongoing commitment to safety and regulatory compliance are fundamental to this agreement, okay? So when we enforce safety related issues, it's not because, you know, we just want to be doing that. It's because I need to stay in good standing in my contract, okay? And FedEx has made it very clear, as we've discussed in the past, that they are going to drive safety home. Okay. And so it's important to read through this. A lot of it's self-explanatory, guys. Obviously, the very serious offenses, okay, on the second page is listed there. That's a no-brainer, okay? All of you going to read that and go, oh yeah, well, no doubt. If I do any of that kind of stuff, I'm out of here, okay? What's very important, it's on the bottom of the second page. You're going to see the unsafe driving offenses, okay? This is very important that you understand this when you read it, okay? The first two, H and I, again, are serious offenses, okay, that relate to fatalities or serious injuries. If you're in an accident that's deemed preventable, okay, those get you suspended for life from the FedEx network. Okay, they're serious accidents. If you kill somebody or seriously injure somebody, or there's major property damage, like a major, okay, there's nothing I can do about that. But I want to turn over to page 3. Take a look at J. I'm going to explain to you how it's worded so you can all understand this, okay? So if you were reading on page 1, it goes on to say that as a contractor, I agree in my contract with FedEx that if any of this pertains to you in the time frames that they reference, okay, I will not use your services as a driver out of this facility, okay, that I can't, okay? And for instance, Jay, 36 months, you cannot drive a vehicle for 36 months for being involved in 3 or more preventable accidents in a CMV, guys. CMV is commercial motor vehicle, right? In any 12 consecutive months. So, today you hit a mailbox, right? We go fix a mailbox, okay, we fix a mailbox. It goes down as a preventable accident, okay? It's an accident, and it could have been prevented. 3 months from now, you back into a guy's camper in the driveway, put a ding in it. Guess what? It's a preventable accident, right? 7 months later, okay, you've not had 7 months later, you run into the back of someone at a stop sign and either destroy the car or put a ding in it. It's reportable, it's an accident. That's your third one. That puts you out. What's 36 months? 3 years. Okay. Nothing I can do about that, right? So preventable accidents, stay away from it, okay? Citations, well, K, okay, particularly relates to rollover accidents, okay? If you take one of these vehicles that you drive in for work every day, and you put it on its side or on its roof, okay, it's kind of it. It's game over, okay? That's 36 months, okay? And that's if it doesn't result in serious injury. But here's what's scary about that. You pull onto the side of the road to make a delivery in this ditch, and it falls in there and falls on its side, it's regarded as a rollover accident, okay? So please be very mindful of that. L, reckless or aggressive operation of any vehicle is 60 days. Okay, whether or not causing property damage or harm to another person. Okay, the parties do agree that 2 or more instances of exceeding the posted speed limit by 15 miles per hour, okay, 2 or more instances, or more in a 36-month period, or 1 or more instances of operating any vehicle at 80 miles per hour. I put a little kind of asterisk next to that 80 mile per hour, okay, because I think they may have upped that a little bit because there were some issues with that with interstates that run 75 mile an hour speed limits on them nowadays, okay? But guys, this over here, and Chris brought this up a few meetings back. If you get a citation, okay? And this relates to not just the vehicles you drive to work, relates to your private cars, motorcycles, whatever you're in. If you get a citation, okay, file it. I can't stress that more, okay? Yeah, if you're speeding, you can't speed, right? There's not much you can do. But do the right thing and don't be, an asshole to the officer pulling you over. He's doing his job. But go to summary court, okay? There are ways to deal with that kind of stuff and try to mitigate that citation because it's your job, right? And some of you may think, man, if that's what ends up happening to me here, or, I find a job, it's great. The amount of people that have come to us looking for jobs in the past that can't even get in here because of citations, okay? It's scary. It just blows you out of the water, right? So if you get something and you need to go and deal with it, tell Chris, tell myself, speak to us, okay? There's a way to do it, all right? There's a way that you can write a letter to the officer that stopped you. When you see him in summary court, he would have had that letter already, and there's a good chance that they just throw the ticket out, okay? So keep that. Please hold on to that. I urge you to read it. If you have questions, feel free to ask myself or Josh any questions related to it, but it's important, okay? Those are the main driving infractions that can get you thrown out of work. That's all I needed to say. Chris?
Just a couple things. The next couple that he didn't hit on were just texting, driving, handheld. That's automatic. If you get caught doing that, you're screwed.
6 months.
6 months. Just no job for 6 months, not here anyway. But I did want to tell you guys that when I was out for the past week, I had no lytic systems, no camera violations, nothing hit my system. So that's a great job. And we can already see a shift. It shows that you guys are trying. And we really appreciate that. With that being said, one thing we said in the military all the time was complacency kills. Once you get comfortable and you're like, okay, I haven't been in trouble in a while, and then all of a sudden, one thing happens because you weren't paying attention for that 2 seconds or whatever. And it's been 6 months since anything happened. Well, that one time can kill somebody. So great job. Just don't become complacent and have fun. Be safe out there.
Yeah, the only thing I got, I know the mornings right now are the absolute most frustrating part of our day in this building. I want you all to know we're climbing the corporate ladder on that. Mark sent out some emails yesterday, pretty much calling people out, saying, hey, this is what's going on, this needs to change. We got drivers who are very disgruntled, it's hard to do our job. We had a late pickup yesterday. I walked in the office this morning and said, hey, when y'all come to me to fuss at me about this late pickup, when you get your dispatch right, we can hit our pickups better. We got to do your service before we can do ours. So just know we're working on that. We don't take that lightly at all. Anybody who's been with us for a long time knows that Mark and I truly care about y'all being happy. Again, we don't expect you to come in here doing the happy dance and run around hugging and kissing everybody. We want you to enjoy what you do. We don't want your job to be miserable, and that's why we have such a low turnover rate compared to other people in this building, just because we care. So just know we're working on that. So.
Yeah. Anything from anybody in the room about anything? Want to add? Pickle man? Got anything back there?
Call the cinnamon buns.
Yeah, good. And maybe do that more often.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man.
Awesome.